right here. And Joker had like 6 turnovers, but it didn't matter because OKC is the greatest team of all time, according to plus minus defensively and offensively. What could Joker do in almost a 50-point blowout? His hands are tied, even though his last 2 out of 3 games he scored under 20 points. But I think, if he would have played in those 4th quarters, he would have had more than 20 points. You can see already that he needs another all-time great player because his teammates are garbage. Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this. Whatever it was last night in the NBA. Whatever it was last night in the NBA. What the hell was that last night in the NBA? Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. What the hell's going on out there? I think, the Celtics game, let's kind of put that on the back burner. And to me, I thought it was going to be the Celtics game that I would talk about first. But, and why I thought that was because, I just, thought this was going to be an OKC win from the beginning, first quarter, whatever like that. But when you get destroyed this bad, that your starting 5 is not playing and everybody is sitting in the 4th quarter, it's this bad. And the fact that Joker couldn't put up... See, I don't want to hear about Joker not playing in the 4th quarter. That's why he didn't score 20 points or more. Because he should have already had 20 points or more coming into the 4th quarter. See, if he can put up, 40, 45, whatever, in these other games, in the entire game, he should be able to put up 20 points when the 4th quarter ends. It doesn't matter if when the 3rd quarter ends, my fault. It doesn't matter if he plays in the 4th quarter. He should already have 20 points. And this is what happened the other day when they were playing the Clippers. He got back in that game. That game was over. It was over. And it was over. But because he didn't score 20 points, he jumped back in that game. And I think he ended up with like maybe 16. Because by the time then, I think he was like the 5th leading scorer on his team. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. I'm not giving his teammates a pass because they were bricking it up. Now, I don't know, man. They're trying to say Porter Jr. is really hurt. And, I give him credit for going out there and he's still playing because, some players wouldn't go out there and keep playing. So I give him credit. But I think it comes a time to where you just got to sit him and find somebody else. I don't know who you find that can, I guess you put Russell Westbrook out there. I don't know where you have any kind of bench help now. But that you might just have to do that, man. You just might have to do something like that because this is not working out with Porter Jr. out there breaking it up. And like I said, kudos to the man. They say he can barely lift, I think his right arm or one of his arms, and he's that hurt. And that's fine. I can understand that. But you just got to put him on the bench, man. Or if not, he's got to play more of a defensive role, something else. Be out there setting picks and stuff like that. He just got to do something else, man. That's all there is to it. He ain't doing it. So nobody can't absolve anybody in this game of any blame. And to me, I think, from the start, it looked like, Denver was just happy that they stole one. They were just happy that they stole one. But look, OKC ain't going to stop coming out firing. And the fact is, now you can see that SGA was the real MVP winner. You see how these guys put their foot in their mouth after one game? There was dudes making videos saying Joker is the real MVP winner because of what Joker did in game 1. You see what I mean? These guys look like idiots. They look like idiots. You know, back in the day, guys who were all-time greats could string 2 great games together. It didn't matter if they lost. It didn't matter if they lost. It didn't matter if he played in the fourth quarter. If Joker was able to string, if he's his all-time great player, even if they're getting beat, and you had put up a 30-point triple-double by the end of the third quarter, right? Which I don't think they would have been getting beat by that much then if he had put up a 30-point triple-double by the end of the third quarter. So let's say if he was on his way to another, all-time great game, and he had put up a 30-point triple-double by the end of the third quarter. That's what all-time greats do. When you want to put him in the same class as Kobe Bryant, in the Michael Jordans, in the Wilt Chamberlains, in some of these guys like that, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You should have put together 2 all-time great games. But these idiots, I'm going to say it again, these idiots, idiotic people who are out there teaching you about all these damn stats that are inflated and telling you how great guys are based on stats, not based on MVPs, championships, finals MVPs, block titles, rebound titles, assist titles, scoring titles, all NBA first teams. Stats. That's what the stats. You see how what Dwight Howard did? It meant nothing. But Dwight Howard had like 4 defensive players of the year, like 3 rebound titles, 2 or 3 block titles. If I ain't mistaken, 4 or 5 NBA All NBA first team, like 4 or 5 All NBA defensive first teams, and my boy could even make the top 75. You see all those great titles that he has, and he just dwarfs LeBron James in statistical titles. And LeBron James only has 2. And because LeBron James, of course, has more championships and MVPs and finals MVPs, statistical titles didn't mean nothing. Even though it meant you were the best in the league in that statistic. Which to me, I know back in the era I watched, that was tough. For you to lead the league, the entire league in rebounds or assists or points or blocks and things like that, that was tough because you had guys that really wanted to win those statistical titles, wanted to be the best in the league at that. So I don't want to beat up on Joker, but too much. I don't really have nothing bad to say about him. But, again, if I say what needs to be said, see, his fans, they don't want to take blame. They don't want to take, oh, man, we already got game 1. We're good. Okay. You really put yourself out there. I don't want to hear no excuses about how good OKC is going forward. I don't want to hear nothing about it. We know they're good. We know they're all-time great. They're not all-time great to be letting you get 150 points on you in the playoffs. Playoffs? Are you kidding me? They're not that good, okay? They're good for this era, or they're great for this era, but come on, man. So, I'll give Joker the benefit of the doubt. Every great player has a bad game. Hell, I done seen a lot of teams get blown off the floor in the playoffs, come back and win the next one. But the fact is, they were really, this morning is foot to mouth for Joker fans. Because they keep dogging out SGA. SGA ain't going to get 20 easy rebounds. I'm sorry, he's just not. For his size and for his position, he's getting his rebounds. His game don't revolve around him getting 10 assists. They won't win. They won't win the game if he gets 10, 12 assists a game. It's not going to happen. He's a shooting guard. If Michael Jordan got 10 to 12 assists a game, I don't know if they will win. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. I mean, they did other things. They played defense and they shot the ball. To me, that's more important. Because a guy who is a facilitator, his job is to facilitate, get these assists, and do other things. It's not really scoring like that. The guys back in the day, yes, you get you some points or whatever like that, but come on, we're talking about defense. And SGA basically showed why his team is a great team, why he's the MVP, because his team is out there playing for him. See, also foot the mouth too with these guys, because like I said yesterday, they sound dumb. They say that this is, guys like Scap says that this is the greatest team of all time, OKC. Okay. When you go back and look at some of the greatest teams of all time, guess what? They have an MVP winner. They have an MVP winner. And we're talking about some of the greatest teams of all time, record-wise. And, they won the championship that year. Guess what they had? The MVP winner, folks. But in this case, for the foot-the-mouth Joker fans, this team, this OKC team, this all-time great OKC team, doesn't deserve an MVP winner. Wow. It's just that good. It's just that good that it doesn't deserve to have an MVP winner. You just have about, what? I would guess, right? The way they're talking, they got 3 future Hall of Famers on this team. Guys that made, at least, 3 guys at least made 4 or 5 All-NBA first teams. Many guys on this team that made maybe collectively 8 All-Star appearances. Foot the mouth. Or foot the ass. In this case, foot the ass. This, I'm trying to tell you, this has become racist, what they're saying. Become racist. I'm being serious. Become racist and stupid. Makes 0 sense. Now, let's get off of this. I ain't gonna hold nothing against Joker in this. I'm not gonna blame him for the loss. This was a old-fashioned butt whooping that OKC put on these guys because they had to. They had to. They blew that game. They blew that game. It wasn't because of Joker's 40-point triple-double efforts. Joker did what he had to do. That's what Joker does. It was because why? OKC blew that game. The last game. So they had to come back out, redeem themselves, and really put it on them to the point to where it was going to be no comeback. Okay? And I think, Denver knew that from the beginning. And Denver stole one. So it's basically even, right? Nobody knows who's really going to win this series. We'll see. I don't have anybody favored in this series. Not yet. I really don't know, what the trends are going to be until after game 4. For Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum, they were just, ESPN rolled his coattail in these playoffs before this series started. Is Jason Tatum, I forget what they say a lot of dumb stuff. This is after one series, these guys are saying dumb stuff. They played nobody in the first round. Sound like Scap, saying OKC, was his all-time great team, playoff-wise too, after beating nobody. So they posted something about Jason Tatum being the best player in the playoffs and all this stuff. Again, after playing who in the first round? I mean, this is ridiculous. They shouldn't even have 7 games in the first round anymore. If you're going to do a play-in, if you're going to do an in-season tournament, you should get the first round back to 4 games. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of these players' time who are, some of them are coming in via a play-in tournament spot, and some of them are just, bottom of the pack, an 8 seed. By the time they get whooped in game 2, especially in game 3, they don't want to play no more. They're not putting anything into this, any kind of effort. So it just becomes meaningless. These guys are just out there going through the motions. Why the hell are we playing? I guess to make the NBA a couple more dollars or whatever like that. But these playoffs in the first round have no business going to a game 7. No business. They should be playing the best out of 5. We're not going to a game 7. Playing the best out of 7. It should be the best out of 5. That's it. That's it. Hell, take it back to the old format. First, the best team in the NBA in the East and the West, they get the first round off. How about that? How about that? If you want to play the best of 7 in the first round, the best teams get the they get the first round off. Hey, that'll make it more exciting. Then maybe an 8 could be a 2 or something like that. But let's get real, folks. I'm so sick of seeing these guys flexing. I'm sick of seeing Jaylen Brown flexing. This guy, he's going to get some smoke too. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to read off a whole bunch of stats. I'm just telling you the reality of what I see in this game. Or in these games, period. I'm sick of Jaylen Brown flexing and needing confidence from the crowd to do what he needs to do. And what he needs to do, I don't know who's the most highest paid player in the NBA, but we all know, I want to say it was the year before last year, he was given a contract as the highest paid player in the NBA. I think it was not coming into this season, all season, but I think it was the all season before that, right? He got anointed as, to me, if you're saying that this guy is the top paid player in the NBA, he just got the biggest contract in NBA history the summer before last, and not even a top 5 player according to the rankings, not even a top 10 player according to the rankings. So what I expect this guy to do is stop the flexing, because you need confidence every time you hit a shot. Dude, you need to be out there putting up at least 25 points a game. Now, I know he did his thing last year. Kudos. Let's get back on track. Let's play like you're getting paid to play. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. The guy shot, ultimately, he shot a break fest. Did he have some splash plays in that game? Yes. But ultimately, this guy shot a break fest. These guys need to start playing basketball and stop flexing, stop doing all this dumb stuff every time they make a shot. It's getting ridiculous. Jason Tatum, I don't want to hear, this guy better have an all-time rest of the series. All-time great series, the rest of the series. Other than that, I don't want to hear nothing else about this guy. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about this guy. See, what it is for us, old school guys, we all knew you made your name in the playoffs. I don't care about no damn regular season. I'm talking about the playoffs. And I'm not talking about just a couple of quarters. We're talking about in the clutch. All-time great moments, coming through in the clutch, things like this. Jason Tatum is looking weird, man. Like, he don't have no lift on the shot. Like, he's not quick. His IQ ain't, clicking. I mean, what's going on out here, man? And again, like I said, is it good that you put the pedal to the metal for 3 quarters, and then when the 4th quarter comes, you have no more energy? And that's what's been looking like in these games. So, another epic collapse by Boston. Let's just say this. In the offseason, we should be pushing to get Jalen Brunson some help. Let's try to get Jalen Brunson some help. It's getting crazy out here. I don't think it's going to work out with Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, how good could this team be if Jalen Brunson had another great, had a star next to him, had a Hall of Famer next to him? Cat ain't going to do it, man. He's I don't know what you would want to call him. I mean, he's what you would call like an Austin Reeves type of guy. He's that. He's not a superstar. I would get Jalen Brunson another superstar. Even if I had to trade Cat, get him the hell out of there. They don't need him. Because if he's supposed to be a star, an all-star caliber player, he doesn't play like that in the playoffs. I'm sorry. His defense is poor. He's getting blocked when he goes to the rim. He just ain't that dude, man. You got to get rid of this guy. Does it, to me, yes, he'll give you some splash plays here and there, but he can't put the team on his back. He's supposed to be a better player than Jalen Brunson as far as his pedigree. When you look at his pedigree, and he's not better than Jalen Brunson, not even close. So you could imagine if Jalen Brunson really has some help as far as another star player. The other guys on this team, yes, they're gritty. They're gritty. I mean, this is 2 games in a row where it's like, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, it's like, Boston's just a better team. Better luck next year, Knicks. Even as we come into the fourth quarter, better luck next year, Knicks. Maybe you get another piece. 5 minutes to go. Boston Celtics fans are holding their breath. Celtics look tired. And then a collapse begins. And I'm going to tell you again, if they do not make it to the finals, the Celtics, I don't care if they win the championship or not, if they don't make it to the finals, that ring from last year is a bubble gum ring. It's on par with the bubble championship with LeBron James, what the Lakers had that year. I'm sorry. It's a fraud. And I'm looking at Drew Holiday. I don't know if he's going to make it, man. He's hurt. Remember, he was injured coming into the series, and I think he had the same leg injury coming into the playoffs. This ain't the same Drew Holiday, man. He's out there doing a lot of the dirty work, the dirty stuff and things like that, but it ain't the same Drew Holiday, man. He can't lock you down on defense like that. He's something wrong with his leg. You can see he's got it all wrapped up. He hurt it during the game or re-injure it. He stayed on the court. Give him props with that, but he can't move like that. He's breaking up a lot of shots. I don't know, man. Porzingis don't look the same. Good luck. You know, the Celtics are going to have to show what they're made of. If they're really this good team, they got to show it. They got to come back. They're only down by 2, but I don't know what to say. Like I said, if Jalen Brunson, these would have been maybe 2 blowouts by the Knicks if Jalen Brunson had some help. So let's talk about this. Donovan Mitchell, Sports and Fitness Rants was talking about this. And he was basically talking about the guy is overrated. And he didn't say it in those words, but I'm going to say it. He's overrated. And what Sports and Fitness Rants was talking about in his video was, you know, basically Donovan Mitchell is not a superstar. He's an all-star caliber player, you know, something like, you know, Karl Anthony Towns, an all-star level player, but not a superstar. Not a guy that can, you know, consistently, he can't carry a team, which means he can't put a team on his back consistently and carry a team, right? So, just to put the nail in the coffin and not to dwell on it too much or too long, is the fact that Donovan Mitchell never made an All-NBA first team. Never. And I want to say he came in 17. And he's only made one All-NBA period. And that was the first team. Never made any All-NBA defensive team and 0 statistical titles. What? And I think the same thing with Karl Anthony Towns. I think he made a few All-NBA third teams. No defensive teams. I want to say no defensive teams and no All-NBA first or second teams for Karl Anthony Towns. Now, that's basically on par with Donovan Mitchell. So Donovan Mitchell is overrated. Yes, he can get you some stats or what have you, but basically, yeah, he's the guy is overrated, and he's not consistent. And I think, you know, again, keep saying this, but why he's overrated? Because again, he's not consistent. He was on that Jazz team, and you're trying to tell me in all those years he couldn't even make All NBA first team? Now we all know the West is loaded. It's got greater players in the West. It always has. But you've been over there for a few years with the Cavs, and you never made an All NBA first team in the East. Or period. Well, it's not East and West, so you can't really say that. But I'm just saying, never once. And you've been in the league for like 8 years, and you only made one All NBA second team. What are we talking about? He's not a superstar player. A lot of these guys' contracts are touted to a superstar player, but they're not. They're giving these guys all this money so they can basically put the prices up on parking, merch, hot dogs. You go to the damn game, you're paying $30 for a cup of alcohol. It's ridiculous. $50 to $100 just to park. I mean, it's crazy. So they don't care to give these guys this money, which I don't think they're making this kind of money. Please. If it was making this kind of money, there would be no rhyme or reason. They would have to put on makeup and go sit at a desk. There would be no reason why they would have to podcast during the season. Imagine that. Imagine you making $40, $50 million and you got a podcast during the season. Not work on your game. Not be with your family. Not do what you got to do and get rest and, maybe do different things and whatever. How much you don't even have a lot of time, or what you would call off time, whether it's, during the season, in the off season, between actually playing basketball and, maybe fine tuning your game as far as, hitting the weight room, getting with a trainer, working on your game, just doing different things. Then you got your family aspect. Then you got your, you're dealing with your life as a whole, finances, and, just different things. But for some reason or somehow, these guys got time to podcast during the season, which is mind blowing. And then they have time to podcast, on the off season. So to me, either, I think, well, I don't think they're making this money either way, but these podcasts have to be deep fakes. They cannot be real. They have to be deep fakes to me. And they have the money. Do they make millions? Yes, I think they make millions, but these podcasts to me, they have to be deep fakes. And let's face it, guys, they got money that we don't have. So they're able to acquire the software. They're able to acquire the people to do the deep fake podcast for them. And that's just how the world works now. We don't know if anything's real no more. Your president pops up and he's talking. We don't know if that's a deep fake. We don't know who the hell's on TV. Most of your movies, in Hollywood back in the day, they were deep fakes and are deep fakes today. I'm not trying to say the whole movie was, but a lot of the scenes in the movie, they were deep fakes. So this is what you got, man. This is what you got. But yeah, these guys, they need a podcast to make more money. And this is why the NBA is really what it is. Let's just say they're not deep fakes in a real podcast. Are you kidding? That just confirms to me that these guys don't make this money we're told. It's just confirmation. How much more money could you make if you're already making that tens of millions? It would make no sense when when you're dealing with your life, your family, your game, everything, associated with, those things like that, and you're deep faking. I mean, not deep faking, you're podcasting during the season, in the regular season. Like I said, the only way I would see that would be beneficial as far as making money in dealing with your career will be, you deep faking it. That's it. But again, these guys ain't deep faking it. What a waste of time. What a waste of, the fan base time. That you're doing these type of things and having podcasts. Real podcasts. Like I said, if it's not deep fake, it's a waste. It's just a waste of a career. You're wasting these fans' money. You should be working on your game. The coaches shouldn't be allowed nothing like this, man. So, you guys tell me what you think. Like I said, when I'm wrong, I gotta admit I was wrong, and I was wrong about the Knicks. But, even more, people were wrong about the Celtics. You can't have the same thing happen to me, I will fire, what's his name, Joe Mazzulla or something like that. I will fire this dude right here in the playoffs and make this something that, basically never happened. I don't think this ever, I will fire this guy right now. I will fire him right now. And Joker, I'm going to give him another chance because he put up a 40-point triple-double the last game. You see how it works now? They're not going to blame him. They're not going to blame Joker for this one. They're gonna. Oh, it would be lovely to see what they're saying about this. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna say, oh, they didn't have to play. They just stole one, I guess. This didn't happen to SGA. He didn't get blown off the court in the first game. Yeah, he choked down the lead, but he didn't blow a lead. So tell me what you think.